Hello, welcome to a new unboxing and quick analysis. Today will be a new micro quadcopter, a new one with 5.8 GHz FPV. This is a GTeng, the T901F. So this is a RTF packaging, including a remote with a built-in, I would say 4.3-inch FPV module. The design is quite original with some very square shape, but it's really original. Let's discover what we find in this box. Okay, here is the contents. I already open everything and already work on it and also make some little modification. Here is the quadcopter. Well, as you can say already, I already performed the antenna mode in order to extend the range. I have to say that out of the box, the control range is limited to between 40 to 50 meters. It's not catastrophic, but thanks to this antenna mode, you can extend it. Okay, it's classic. You just need to split into the canopy part, drill a small hole with the tweeter, and let the 2.4 GHz antenna pass through. All the design, all the material is in the basic plastic. Okay, and I would say that the original arms shape is also a weak point, because if you have a frontal shock or more lateral like this, the stress point will be exactly located here. Okay, so if you crash it, you will probably break this part here. Okay, statistically. But the good news is pretty light. Okay, I can give you an information about the weight. So without the LiPo, this machine weighs something like less than 50 grams. Okay, and if you have the LiPo, it's a 500 milliamps power, one cellule, of course, ending with a micro LOSI. I will also give the dimension if you need to find another compatible one. So it's a little bit larger than usual micro LOSI. So it's 35 millimeters long, but in width is almost the same size. Oops, I have to reboot. Okay, it's almost the same size, something like 30 millimeters, and in width is pretty narrow. It's 9 millimeters. Okay, so it's a huge amount of battery, and the total weight with everything, it's more than 60, let's say 65 grams. By default, prop guards install. Okay, but if you remove it, if you are more advanced flyer, you can save close to 3 grams. They are very easy to clips. 3 points to clips on each arm, no screws needed to remove or to install. That's a pretty good point, and they are very solid. So the shape is very original, and on the front part you can find this tiny lens. Unfortunately, I will give you the size. It's an M5.5 format. Okay, so actually no real wide lens installed, and the field of view actually is very limited, as you will see on the FPV recording or 720p recording. It's limited to 70 degrees in my point of view. So as I said, this model is not only broadcasting the FPV signal, it's also recording the video in 720p. And I am surprised the quality, despite this very narrow lens and associated with the very narrow sensor, the quality is not so bad. The image is crisp, the details are there, and the color rendition also. So positively surprised. What we could expect for such model is one day to have a wider lens, and maybe soon there will be a wider lens compatible with such a narrow lens mount. That's pretty good. Concerning the motors, they are 8.5 millimeters by 20, so very the biggest cordless motor type you can find in the market. So it's punchy, okay, because it's light and with big motors. So this this quadcopter is powerful for sure. Props also are not so small. They are even larger than usual, close to 60 millimeters. So it's pretty good, and so you have a huge amount of thrust associated with. On the bottom part of this quadcopter, you can find this small 5.8 GHz linear antenna. I don't really like this positioning, okay, like this, because it will favorize the your altitude to fly in altitude. Okay, if you prefer to fly more in the horizontal plane, this position of the N5.8 GHz is not the best one, okay, because you will have the radius, okay, around this antenna, so you will favorize up or down propagations. The default frequencies, I install a post-it to remember, is the E4 from the baseband band and in NTSC format. So the exact frequency is 5,645 MHz. Inside, on the lateral side, you can find this micro SD slot where is provided 4 GB. That's pretty good. Okay, so I talk about the LiPo. It takes approximately with the USB charger close to 2 hours to recharge it. So when you will insert the LiPo into the battery bay, no real big free room available. Okay, so I think this is the maximum LiPo capacity you can install on it. So it's pretty light, as I said, and the lens is directly soldered on the video PCB, so no ribbon. You cannot install, for example, a 808 lens instead by detaching the ribbon is not possible because it's directly soldered. Another maybe drawbacks is the maintenance. It's pretty hard when you remove everything to reinsert the wire inside this tube, this arm, because you can easily pinch one of them and cut them by accident by reinserting the screw. So be aware when you will reassemble everything, okay? Be vigilant to the height points. So what is coming with, I said the prop guards, 2 USB to micro LED charger. One is for the quadcopter LiPo, and the other one is for the transmitter LiPo, because you have also a 500 mAh powers, probably with a lower discharge rate, to power both the transmitter FPV screen combo. That's a pretty good point. Really, I like the transmitter. It's very thin, as you can see, and pretty light. Okay, it's a Game Pass Pi, but it's already not bad. You can really grab it very easily, even with large hands. So, a good news, when you power the transmitter, if you don't want to fly in FPV, and in order to save some battery, you are not obliged to also power the FPV screen. If you really want to practice, you have also to power the screen. As you can see the white snow. It means that if you lose your video signal, the white snow is appearing. It's a good news for FPV, no blue or black screen. So it means that the firmware associated with the video screen have been flashed with the correct and compatible FPV firmware. The transmission range is pretty good. You can have at least 100 meters. So at least as good as the transmission range, okay? So is not the weak point of this model. The FPV range is pretty good. It probably because the video transmitter included in the T901 is pretty good, at least 25 milliwatts, maybe more, okay? But it's not warming a lot, so I guess it's more 25 milliwatts. The 5.8 GHz linear antenna is directly soldered on the video PCB, okay? So maybe you can guess it on the lower part, yes, with a twizer. Yes, you can see here the soldering job of the linear antenna. Okay, so maybe a mode will consist to install another type of antenna if you want, but it would be hard because the video processing, the video transmitter is locating bottom. Okay, so it would be hard to install vertically the FPV antenna. What also coming with, sorry, a bag with a screwdriver and 4 spare props. Let's return to the transmitter. Okay, as I said, you have the white snow, synonym of good attitude for the FPV, and you can tune the brightness of the screen. Okay, I don't see a lot of difference. Okay, when I decrease or increase the value, really I don't see a lot. Okay, maybe it's pretty light, but the other buttons are self-explaining. Here to turn on or off the video recording, here to take the photos. So videos are in 720p, photos as well. So as I said previously, and I will power now the quadcopter. Okay, so you will see that the video quality is pretty good. Okay. Okay, I will turn on the transmitter again to power. Okay, and power again the FP monitor. So now everything is bound, and as you can see, the field of view is quite limited. Something like sorry, about 70 degrees. But the color rendition are pretty good. And sorry, and well, the fluidity is pretty good when you are not recording. It means that you have 30 frames per second. Okay, it's another story as soon as you will press the video recording. Now you have a time lapse starting here, but the main problem now that you have a frame rate drop while is recording. Okay, so it's classic with some double choice FPV module. I think it's exactly the same time because the video processor is not strong, not powerful enough to record in same time the 720p resolution, and also to compress to send the signal to the FPV module. So no enough power. As soon as you will release, it will return to white, and you have the remaining capacity of the SD card. You have to know that the files are automatically split after 2 minutes. Okay, so and you can maybe lose a little fraction of second between the transition when it's recording, ending the recording of the first file and resuming the new file. Okay, so I'm not a great fan of such system. But it's like this. One word about the calibration. You can calibrate the gyroscope by pushing the bow stick in lower outer position like this, and you should see the LEDs flashing. And to tune the headless, it's the other sense lower inner. Okay, I have to mention that the headless mode or the 1K return are available thanks to these two buttons here. Okay, I can remember well. So this is a headless mode, and this one is 1K return. Okay, so I will resume and conclude about this model. I really was surprised by the how stable. It's a nice flyer out of the box, good control range. Okay, 50 meters for such size is not bad. The FPV signal is pretty good, and the recording also pretty good. The built-in video transmitter is strong enough to enjoy your small FPV flight indoors or in the radius of 50 meters. Thanks to the antenna mode, you can at least extend your control range. The flying duration time are pretty good also. You can expect something 5-6 minutes with a LiPo, so it's not bad at all. Of course, if you are recording, you will decrease a little bit the amount of time. About the crash resistance, it's okay for moderate crash, but if you are crashing into the hard surface, don't expect any miracle, especially close to the front, to the arms junction here, jointure. Okay, so what's the default of this main model? I would say this is, as usual, the usage of a very narrow field of view lens. I don't understand why they don't produce or don't include with such model a wider lens, because it's much more comfortable to fly FPV with at least 120 degrees of field of view. Okay, it's really my best advance, and unfortunately you cannot install any 808 lens as usual trick, because the lens mount is too narrow. Maybe soon we will have a compatible wider lens available in the market. So I like this model. I was positively surprised, to be honest. It's not one of the best FPV model in the market, but not so bad. And I really prefer this model versus, for example, the former husband H107D, for example. In terms of flying characteristics, it's quite similar. Maybe if the Epson is better, but in terms of FPV kit is this one is better, and the video recording is much better. Okay, I hope you like this video. If you have any question, please type below the description, and please follow my LC groups review associated with. And if you like this video, please send it, and if you like even more my channel, please subscribe. See you next time. Bye bye.